We just got the latest Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG ban list, and you can already see the first two hits on screen right now. There's some things people are gonna be very happy about, and some things people are gonna be furious about. I gotta contain myself here because I'm actually pissed at one of the hits, and I'm scared for one of the things, but I'm also happy about certain things. Okay, let's just do it. So first of all, we have Protos. Now, Protos, I had a hate relationship with. It basically stopped my PKs from being playable. This card right here, being gone, makes me happy because I'm a PK player. And also other darks, like I love just a lot of dark decks. So that this is gone, I'm like, fine, yeah, this card was stupid. A lot of people wanted it gone. It's good that it's gone. Very, very happy. Now, what they also banned was Eva. Now, Eva is something that Drytron really like to abuse. Drytron has been, you know, a pretty toxic combo deck for a while now. A lot of people have been calling for bans on this deck, and Eva, I don't know if this is the right hit because I'm not a Drytron player and I'm not a pro competitive Yu-Gi-Oh player. So let me know your thoughts about this one in the comments down below. About Protos, I'm like, yeah, get it out of here, good. But with Eva, I don't know. So let me know what you think about this hit. But it's a hit to Drytron, so some people are gonna be happy, some people are gonna be sad. I'm not sure if it's the correct hit. So I'll leave it at that. So next, I don't actually know everything about the list. I'm not gonna pretend like, oh, this is my reaction. Like someone like gave me the photos, but like I didn't see everything yet. Next, we have Cymorg, Bird of Sovereignty. So this card made the whole bird up Lyralusc whole thing, like it made their boards much better and made it harder to break because of the arrow effect. Like it gave protection. And so a lot of people were playing like Tri-Brigade, Bird kind of stuff. That is gone now. Now the only thing here, it also supported like other type of winged beast decks. So if you're like a, I don't know if Harpies made this, I haven't played Harpies, but like other wind decks are gonna be sad they lose this. But okay, it is what it is. All right, next we have Imperial Order banned. This is good. It is ridiculous that there was a card that you were forced to play at 1, and it's like, oh, I drew this, guess I win. Like, that's just super bad game design, you know? People often say like, oh, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is so skill-based, man, there's almost no luck, it's all this big brain stuff. And then they have cards that are literal one card I win buttons, like Imperial Order. So like, it's good that it's gone. I think everyone agreed it had to go. Fuck that card. I like it as a nostalgia bro right here. You know, Pharaoh Servant is just a very iconic card. But from a gameplay perspective, it makes sense that it had to go. All right, next. That was the bans. That was all the bans. So now let's check out the limits. And I know there's one card on here that I'm actually pissed about. So we first have Destrudo back to 1. Now this, I'm not so sure if this is a good idea. So, to understand, I came back to Yu-Gi-Oh! Like competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! and meta modern Yu-Gi-Oh! In, I want to say 2018, essentially when Summon Sorceress was printed for Europe. So it was kind of after America, and so Summon Sorceress came to Europe. And so I saw all the weird combos that dragon decks were able to do, like chaos decks and dragon, and I did see the Fairy Tail Snow stuff still, and then they banned that quickly. Destrudo with Yahtzee and Mermer and all that shit, like the Yangtze, Zhuang, I don't know what the card's name was, but it was a ridiculous synchro dragon. Like this with Armageddon Knight and all the BS you could do with that. I like it because I love playing dark stuff. Like, I always try to recreate a dark arm dragon deck, even though it's awful. Like, I always wanted to put this back in. I like it selfishly, but I also understand that this card is a huge problem card overall. So we'll see what happens format-wise. I can see this having like some really harsh repercussions, but it excites me deck building wise. So I'm gonna have fun with this, but it's very possible that in 2 months we're like, oh my god, why did they do that? All right, next. I hadn't seen this yet. Fairy Tail Snow. Fairy Tail Snow to 1. Now, people who have played 3 or 4 years ago and before that know what the hell this card does. This card is like any overly ridiculous graveyard strategy just looks at this card and goes, wow, the nuttiest extender ever. So I don't know how good of an idea this is, because this back and the Strudo back, I'm starting to get all these chaos ideas. Ooh. I have a lot of chaos ideas here with dark and graveyard bullshit with the Strudo and all the things that I can do here. Again, it's similar like with the Strudo. I like it selfishly, but it's very possible that we all regret this. That's all I'll say. All we need back now is Thunder Dragon Colossus. Alright, next. We have Astrograph Sorcerer from banned to 1. Pendulum is very happy about this, apparently. But I don't actually know enough about the Pendulum deck to say if this is like crazy or ridiculous or anything like that. I'm sure Triff will do a crazy let's go kind of reaction, so I look forward to that. But I don't know if this is like nuts or not. So I assume Pend players are gonna be happy. Then we have Lunalight Tiger from banned back. So I assume people are happy about this. Lunalight players? You know, let me know what's up here. This feels like a really solid extender. I never played Lunalight in my life, so let me know. Let me know if this is a good hit. All right, so next, Lyralusc Recital Starling. So this is another hit to the Lyralusc deck. As I said, Tri-Brigade Lyralusc was getting really insanely strong. This is the second hit to Lyralusc on this list already. First we had the Cymorg, now we have this. If you're a Lyralusc player, you're not too happy about that. Though they were arguably the strongest deck in the format, or at least one of the top decks. We'll see how that works out for them. I'm told another way this balances the deck is that now you didn't feel great about Nibiruing them because they could just play through it. And so now it'll be harder for them to do that. Next up, we have Monster Gate. This is back to 1. We were already talking about like crazy graveyard shit you could do with Snow and the Strudo, and now they bring this back? Maybe that'll have consequences, I don't know. And then next, a card I really didn't want to see here. I really didn't want that. We have Pot of Desires limited to 1. Maybe this was necessary, because a lot of decks were able to play this as literally just Pot of Greed. But the reason I don't like seeing it here is because it was a lot of rogue decks that also got a lot of value from this. Like a lot of rogue decks that weren't doing the craziest combos with 20 Garnets in their main deck. And so they were like, oh, I at least have my Pot of Greed, you know, I'm gonna play a fair game, so banishing top 10 doesn't feel that bad because I don't have a billion extenders I'm getting out of deck. You know, I run a lot of 3-offs, everything is relatively fair, I Pot of Desires, and now maybe I get to break a board because I start my turn maybe with 7 cards instead of 6. You know, that way I really like Desires for that. A lot of like the roguish stuff that I own, I'm like, oh yeah, I can put in a Desires. So seeing that go is like, I'm sure there's like a good reason for it, but for example in my bullshit Toon deck, I really like this card. And so seeing it go down to 1 just feels like, not the greatest fan. Also the problem with putting this at 1 is like, this will still be in a bunch of decks and there will be games where your opponent is like, oh, I got my Desires, fuck you, right? So it feels even more sacky and luck-based in a game that could really use less of that. So yeah, not the biggest fan of this one, but next up we have, we have a lot of semi-limits. For the longest time, semi-limit was barely a thing anymore, and now we have a billion cards here. So first of all, we have a Hero Lives going back from a 1 to 2. I think a lot of Hero players are happy with this, but I don't think this like changes the deck from being like what it is to being way crazier. I don't know, but maybe there's a Hero player out there who will correct me on that. I don't know. Next, we have Fusion Destiny down to 2. Personally, I don't think this matters at all. If you're a deck that abuses creating Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer, you're gonna make Verte anyway. So yeah, like, yeah, sure, you can't do full combo and then follow it up with Fusion Destiny quite as reliably anymore, like without the Verte, but you can still Verte it. So like, who cares? So I'm not sure what the thinking is here. Was it to make Hero decks slightly worse after giving them back a Hero Lives? Or was it what I just described? But like, I'm not so sure about this hit. Again, you can just still Anaconda this stuff. Next we have Nadir Servant. So this is getting closer to the stuff we have in OCG, right? Where they don't have full servants, and so suddenly running the Dogmatica package feels just slightly worse. But over there it's at 1, which makes it like almost not worth playing. You know, like the lean engine of it at least. Whereas now with 2, okay, you can still play it, but it's getting slightly less of a thing, though I don't think it has major meta impact. So overall, if I'm playing the Dogmatica engine right now, I'm just sad that it happened. But it doesn't change the meta, I feel. I don't know. A bit of a weird hit to me, but okay. Next, we have Salamangrate Circle from 1 to 2. So this makes Salamangrate players happy. Overall, I don't think this has like major impact, but I guess if you're a Salamangrate player, it's like, okay, cool, I get that card back. Then we have Scapegoat from 1 to 2. I don't think it's the greatest big change. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe there's someone out there who's now going crazy about their second Scapegoat, but okay. Now next, we have Danger Nessie, who comes back. Danger Nessie back at 3. This excites me. Again, I'm the dark player who wants to play dark bullshit, playing PK, but also non-PK, just pure dark spam bullshit with combos. I got my Destrudo back, I got Fairy Tail Snow back, and now you're telling me I get my Nessie back at 3? You don't know what you just awakened inside of me. This is bullshit. I don't think dangers are broken or anything like that, but it's just one more thing that makes running the danger package better. And it's like, yeah, I mean, if you want to bring back dark graveyard spam decks, this is a good way to get started. So I'm happy with this, I guess. Came back from semi to 3. Okay, not the biggest change, but again, as a dark player, I'm like, oh. Then we have Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon from 1 to Unlimited. I don't really know of people who would be playing more than that anyway. Maybe I'm super dumb right now. This was something you could search and major boards with. So, though again, if you start getting into like Monster Gate stuff where you dump the Strudos and Fairy Tail Snows like a weird, I don't know, if you somehow start milling like a billion cards, maybe that is relevant, but like can only use it once per turn anyway. So I don't know, maybe there's some crazy combo players out there who have ideas with this card, but that isn't me. Next we have Performapal Skull Crobat Joker from 2 to 3. Okay, I don't know if that has impact. Maybe some of you have an idea. Emergency Teleport from 2 to 3. Okay, you're making PK a bit better. You're making Virtual World a bit better. But they don't have VFD and TCG, so that's kind of whatever. So okay, just one more good extender. I'm happy with that. We have Raigeki from 1 to Unlimited. We have Lightning Storm now, but I guess this is their way of saying sorry, budget players, for not properly reprinting Lightning Storm. Play with the pleb version. I will play with the pleb version. I still don't have real life Lightning Storms. I had a secret playset originally, and I just got rid of them, sold them off, and I haven't rebought them since, because I thought they'd reprint it at some point, but the reprints so far have been not really pushing the price down that much either. Not as much as I would have hoped. So okay, here's for us poors, you know. We have our Raigeki back at 3. Now the last card. I'm gonna show you the last card. And we have already been talking on this channel about this card quite a lot. So when we see this, I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry for your loss. Skill Drain. Back at 3. That's right. The card everyone complains about on Master Duel Ladder. The card everyone keeps calling ridiculously brain dead. The card everyone says, oh, this makes Eldritch bullshit, broken. This should have never happened, this and that. How could they do this in the OCG? What are they thinking? Who would ever want to play this? Well, you. You are gonna have to play this. We get Skill Drain, Eldritch Hell, with Lord of Heavenly Prison in the TCG. That's right. Enjoy. I don't know what to say there. I don't know why this is a thing. I really don't get it. So, yeah. Good luck with that. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you soon. Ciao.